Aso Briefing. I am Richard Alechi Nwanyebe. Our top stories. President Tinubu condemns South African xenophobia, says this type of intolerance is totally unacceptable. FRSC launches nationwide special patrol to crack down on traffic offenses. And in sports, Spain beat Argentina 1-0 to win 2026 FIFA World Cup. You are watching Aso Briefing. Don't forget that you can watch us live on DSTV channel 392, StarTimes TV channel 127, and on Free TV, look us up on channel 507. On the UHF band, you can find us on channel 38. Now we go ahead with details of all our stories. President Bola Tinubu has called on other African countries to lend their voices to unanimously condemn the ongoing Afrophobic attacks, also known as xenophobia, in South Africa. President Tinubu said that a united voice would send a clear message to that Southern African country that such intolerance is absolutely not acceptable under any form. Speaking on Sunday in Freetown, Sierra Leone, during the 69th ordinary session of the ECOWAS Authority of Heads of State and Government, the president, who was represented by his deputy, Vice President Kashim Shettima, informed the African leaders that the Nigerian government had already evacuated over 1,490 of its citizens from harm's way in 7 batches and is prepared to engage further on this matter. He also declared that Nigeria's support for the newly developed ECOWAS Compact for the future of regional integration, noting that the document reinforces the region's shared commitment to rebuilding trust between citizens and public institutions, ensuring that regional integration remains resilient and relevant in the face of evolving geopolitical realities. He reaffirmed Nigeria's unwavering commitment to the ECOWAS Compact for the future of regional integration, noting that while the document represents a significant milestone in the regional integration journey, it is also a reflection of ECOWAS member states' collective resolve to renew the ideals of the regional body. The compact, he noted, will strengthen regional solidarity and build a more resilient, prosperous, peaceful, and people-centered community capable of meeting the aspirations of its over 400 million citizens. Now, the Minister of the FCT, Barrister Nyesom Wike, has flagged off Abuja City Walk project, a world-class mixed-use hub modeled after Dubai's iconic City Walk. The project, which is located along the airport road, will create a vibrant mixed urban hub and will feature a 450-meter skyscraper projected to become Africa's tallest tower, as well as commercial, retail, medical, hospitality, institutional, and luxury facilities. When completed, the development will also include a 13,000-seat indoor arena, expected to become Nigeria's largest indoor sports and entertainment venue, alongside an arts district with about 12,000 square meters of exhibition and performance space. Other features include the living ravine, an ecological corridor built around a sustainable sponge district concept that uses wetlands, swales, and green waterways for flood management, rainwater harvesting, and climate resilience. The launch of the project was done by President Tinubu, who was represented by Vice President Kashim Shettima, while FCT Minister Nyesom Wike announced that all access roads to the project site have been completed by the FCT administration. The All Progressives Congress APC flag bearer for the Abuja South Federal Constituency, Mr. Danladi Chia, joined the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Barrister Nyesom Wike, alongside political associates, government officials, and other stakeholders at a gala dinner held to celebrate the successful completion of the FCT administration's 31-day project commissioning exercise. The dinner took place at the Bola Ahmed Tinubu International Conference Center, Abuja, and marked the conclusion of a month-long commissioning of key infrastructure and developmental projects executed across the Federal Capital Territory. Speaking at the event, Mr. Danladi Chia commended the FCT minister for what he described as a remarkable transformation of the nation's capital through the delivery of impactful projects. He said the commissioning of roads, schools, healthcare facilities, and other critical infrastructure reflects the minister's commitment to improving the living standards of residents and accelerating development across the FCT. The APC Abuja South flag bearer noted that the projects have enhanced socio-economic activities, improved connectivity, and demonstrated the federal government's determination to provide quality infrastructure for the people. He expressed confidence that the achievements recorded by the FCT administration will further boost public confidence in governance and promote sustainable development throughout the territory. The gala dinner provided an opportunity for government officials, political leaders, and stakeholders to celebrate the successful execution of the projects while reaffirming their commitment to supporting initiatives that will further advance the growth and development of the Federal Capital Territory. The Federal Road Safety Corps has launched a nationwide zonal special intervention patrol aimed at reducing road crashes and improving compliance with traffic regulations across the country. The operation, which begins on July 20th, which is today, will see all 12 FRSC zonal commands simultaneously execute intelligence-driven code-named operations targeting the major causes of crashes in their respective regions. According to the Corps, the initiative will focus on stricter enforcement, public enlightenment, stakeholder engagement, emergency response, and collaboration with other security agencies to tackle offenses such as dangerous driving, overloading, and other traffic violations. Corps Marshal Sheikh Mohammed says the patrol marks a shift from conventional enforcement to targeted operations designed to address specific road safety challenges in each zone. He warned motorists, commercial drivers, and fleet operators to comply with the traffic regulations, stressing that offenders will face firm enforcement, while urging Nigerians to support the campaign by obeying traffic laws and reporting reckless driving. The FRSC says the nationwide intervention underscores its commitment to reducing road crashes and saving lives on Nigerian roads. The president-elect of the Nigerian Bar Association, NBA, Senior Advocate of Nigeria, Oyikashola Badejo Okushanya, has expressed gratitude to members of the association for electing her to lead the bar, describing her victory as a mandate to build on a stronger, more inclusive and responsive NBA. In a message of appreciation issued after the election, Badejo said she was humbled by the confidence reposed in her and thanked members for embracing her campaign vision of a bolder bar that works for everyone. She said her nationwide engagement with lawyers across the 36 states and the Federal Capital Territory during the campaign provided valuable insights into the concerns and aspirations of members, adding that those conversations would shape her administration. The president-elect also extended appreciation to all lawyers who participated in the election, irrespective of the candidates they supported, stressing that the contest was over and that the NBA must now move forward as one united association committed to promoting the legal profession, justice, and the rule of law. She congratulated her fellow contestants for contributing to what she described as a robust democratic process and expressed readiness to work with them in advancing the objectives of the association. Badejo was elected as its next president after she polled the most votes when voting officially ended on Sunday morning. The only female among the three presidential candidates was said to have polled 12,317 votes to emerge the winner of the election, which was held through electronic voting for 24 hours from 7:35 a.m. on Saturday to 7:34 a.m. on Sunday. The Ministry of Solid Minerals Development and National Identity Management Commission are partnering to promote digital identity in strengthening governance and enhancing security and accelerating reforms in Nigeria's solid minerals sector. Speaking while receiving the Director General and Management of the National Identity Management Commission, NIMSI, on a courtesy visit to his office in Abuja, Solid Minerals Development Minister Dele Alake described the commission as pivotal in Nigeria's development architecture. According to Alake, effective governance is impossible without a credible identity management system, stressing that technology and reliable data have become indispensable tools for planning, regulation, investment, and national security. He noted that the ongoing reforms in the solid mineral sector require robust collaboration with institutions such as NIMSI to strengthen transparency and accountability across the mining value chain. The minister identified technology, statistics, data gathering, and digital identity as critical enablers for evidence-based policy making, improved regulatory oversight, efficient licensing, investment promotion, and national development. Earlier, the Director General of and Chief Executive Officer of NIMSI, Abisoye Koka Odushote, highlighted several opportunities for collaboration between both institutions, noting that the newly enacted NIMSI Act had positioned Nigeria to fully embrace a digital governance ecosystem. A moment of joy and excitement filled the atmosphere as Porter's Whale Beacon Academy gathered to celebrate class of 2026 in commemoration of its 6th graduation and prize-giving ceremony. Speaking with Aso Radio and Television during the graduation ceremony held in Abuja, the school head teacher, Mr. Caesar Aso, reflected on its theme, the role of technology in modern education as a major drive in Nigeria's educational growth. Oluwapelumi Adeyemi tells us more. That report will be brought to you in our subsequent bulletin. Now, the national chairman of the Social Democratic Party, SDP, Professor Sadiq Umar Abubakar Gombe, on Monday expressed confidence in the prosecution of an alleged financial crime case involving some former party officials, despite the adjournment of proceedings to August 17, 2026, following the court's inability to sit. Speaking with journalists shortly after arriving at the court, Gombe said the matter could not proceed because the court announced it would not be sitting, prompting parties to agree on a new hearing date. That report also will be brought to you in our subsequent bulletin. You are watching Aso Briefing. Don't forget that you can watch us live on DSTV channel 392, StarTimes TV channel 127, and on Free TV, look us up on channel 507. On the UHA band, you can find us on channel 38. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
From June 11th till July 19th, everything fit way. The FIFA World Cup 2026 go happen. Touchlight all 104 matches on top 4 correct channels. Sharply grab your GoTV decoder, Go Tenor plus 1 month jolly for only 15,000 naira. Live on Super Sport, only on GoTV.
You are watching Aso Briefing. Don't forget that you can watch us live on DSTV channel 392, StarTimes TV channel 127. And on Free TV, look us up on channel 507. On the UHA band, you can find us on channel 38. Now we move ahead with the rest of the bulletin. The Inspector General of Police, IGP Olatunji Riwandisu, has commended officers involved in the rescue of the school children and teachers abducted by kidnappers from 3 schools in the Orire local government area of Oyo State. IGP Disu gave the commendation during the reception for the officers at the force headquarters in Abuja. Here is the report.
I've never disappointed. I followed up all your operations, Bashu operation, Kwara operations, Kogi operations, Zamfara operations, came out well. And I'm not surprised you took part in this particular operation. I just want to say thank you especially to all of you.
Praises, commendation, prayers were the kind words from IGP Disu for the officers, including the injured and the fallen hero for the successful operation.
I'm happy you guys went and you did us proud. I got information from the commander of the operation, the part you played. I cannot thank you enough for your national service. Thank you for all you do. Yes, we lost somebody in the operation. We pray to Almighty God to forgive him all his sins. For the others who sustained injury, we are happy they are recovering very, very fast. You went to the operation, you made us so proud, and we are so proud of all of you.
The police boss also highlighted why the force under his leadership always celebrate police officers who have paid the supreme price, as well as those who have performed creditably in their duties.
Police officers, first and foremost, are human beings. Police officers have emotions. Police officers feel it when a colleague dies. Everywhere in the world, it is known that officers should be celebrated. We should talk about it when our officers die.
IGP Disu also expressed appreciation to all the service chiefs and the heads of sister agencies for their collaboration in ensuring the success of the operation. Record that dozens of school children and teachers abducted from 3 schools in the Orire local government area of Oyo State on May 15, 2026 were rescued on July 10, 2026. Richard Alechinwanyebe, Aso Television News. The FCT Police Command, in continuation of its effort to rid the Federal Capital Territory of violent criminals operating within border communities of the city and neighboring states, has arrested 4 suspects for offenses relating to kidnapping and the supply of ammunition and illicit substances. The arrest took place on the 5th of July 2026 following an ongoing clearance operation in remote communities around Kwali, Abaji, and Kuje area councils. Dislodged kidnappers' hideouts, smoked out smoked their caves in Nago Forest in Kuje Area Council and arrested 4 suspects. According to a statement issued by the Command's Public Relations Officer, SP Josephine Ade, these operations carried out by a combined security team led by the FCT Police Command Anti-Kidnapping Unit successfully tracked and arrested the following suspects: Bello Abdullahi, Shuaibu Ilya, Idris Abubakar, and Misbah Isa. SP Ade said during the clearance operation, one of the arrested suspects, identified as Misbah Isa, took police operatives to Subamoto Park, where the operatives recovered 42 live rounds of 7.62 mm ammunition concealed inside his Volkswagen Golf Saloon vehicle, which he uses to operate as a commercial driver. The statement revealed that investigations revealed that Misbah Isa is an arms dealer responsible for supplying ammunition to several kidnappers across Niger, Kaduna, and Kogi states, adding that most recently he supplied over 20,000 rounds of live ammunition to wanted bandits and kidnappers and received a payment of 3 million naira as payment for the deliveries. Upon the arrest, operatives recovered several illicit drugs from them, including 6 bottles of codoline syrup, 9 bottles of peace cough syrup, 2 bottles of Exiplon syrup, and 1 bottle of NGC codeine syrup, amongst several others. Similarly, troops of Sector 1 Operation Wild Stroke have arrested 5 suspected militia members and recovered a firearm during the clearance operation in Otukpo local government area of Benue State. The operation was conducted on July 17th by troops deployed at forward operating bases in Otukpo and Oju. Security sources say the troop carried out coordinated raids on suspected militia hideouts in Otukponobi, Amicho, and Amula forest areas. During the operation, the troops arrested 5 suspected militia members and recovered 1 locally made Dane gun, along with 5 rounds of 7.62 mm special ammunition. The troops also destroyed the suspected militia camps to prevent the criminals from regrouping and launching further attacks in the area. The suspects are currently in military custody for preliminary investigation, while security agency says efforts are continuing to identify and arrest other members of the criminal network operating in the area. The Center for Social Justice is soliciting for stronger tax expenditure oversight while raising concerns over the federal government's implementation of an estimated 34 trillion naira of customs duty waivers in the 2025 fiscal year, describing the development as a major fiscal governance issue that requires urgent legislative scrutiny. A media statement issued and signed by its lead director, Eze Onyekbere, acknowledged that the CSG's reaction followed the recent appearance of officials of the Nigerian Customs Service before the House of Representatives Committee on Finance, where the service disclosed that it implemented customs duty waivers valued at 34 trillion naira during the year. CSJ maintained that the country's tax expenditure framework has been poorly managed and called for reforms to improve transparency, accountability, and fiscal discipline. In its recommendations, the group urged the National Assembly to amend relevant legislation to ensure that annual tax expenditures do not exceed 10% of the federal government's actual revenue in the preceding financial year. It also proposed that all tax expenditure proposals should accompany the annual appropriation bill as a schedule requiring legislative approval, while calling on lawmakers to strengthen oversight and enforce existing provisions of the Fiscal Responsibility Act. The Progressives Institute, in collaboration with the Amalgamated Forum of Former Councillors in Nigeria, have expressed readiness to champion a grassroots enlightenment campaign on the dividends of government reforms, especially the tax reform initiative. Director General of the TPL, Dr. Lanre Adebayo, in Abuja during a press conference on the forthcoming nationwide summit to demystify Nigeria's tax and electoral reforms for grassroots appreciation, highlights economic impact of government policies. Our business correspondent, Ile Imeje, tells us more.
Director General of the Progressive Institute, TPI, Dr. Lanre Adebayo, in his remarks at the press briefing, emphasized that the bold reforms of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu-led administration, including the tax reforms, is for the benefits of all citizens.
So in a way, if you go around the country today, Nigeria is a construction site everywhere. And if you have to lay the foundation for infrastructure for you to be able to galvanize towards economic prosperity. The idea of these roads, the idea of this infrastructure is to enable the poor farmers to market their products. Only about 2-3 weeks ago, we established a lithium factory in Nasarawa State, unprecedented. Before, the Chinese were taking our lithium raw materials and exporting them.
While reiterating the need for the upcoming summit, Dr. Adebayo explained that the summit is a deliberate attempt to carry the grassroots along in good governance.
This summit is a national civic engagement initiative, enlightenment initiative as well, conceived to promote a clear understanding of two of the federal government most significant reforms, Nigeria tax reforms as well as electoral reforms. Following the successful implementation of the South-South pilot edition, the program will be replicated across the remaining geopolitical zones to ensure that citizens at the grassroots are adequately informed, actively engaged, and empowered to participate meaningfully in the national reform process.
Also speaking, the focal person, Amalgamated Forum of Former Councillors in Nigeria, Honorable James Nkeruem, commends government's effort to lifting Nigerians out of poverty through bold reforms, while urging Nigerians to be patient with the government for better days ahead.
The President, His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, through his reforms, has obtained a great hope for Nigeria, and it is our duty to know that yes, the pangs may be there in the immediate. It's like the pangs of childbirth. Once you are able to just endure that pangs, afterwards a child is always born that could become whatsoever the dream of the parents would have been.
They say better understanding of government reforms is key to active participation of citizens in governance. Ile Emeje, Aso Television News.
Senegal's President Diomaye Faye has been elected as the new chairman of the ECOWAS Authority of Heads of State and Government. Faye emerged as the new chairman during the 69th ordinary session of the Authority of Heads of State and Government of the Economic Community of West African States in Sierra Leone. The Senegalese president succeeds his Sierra Leonean counterpart and chairman of the ECOWAS Authority, Julius Maada Bio. Bio had emerged as the new chairman of the ECOWAS Authority Heads of State and Government when President Bola Tinubu's two-term leadership of the bloc came to an end in June 2025. President Tinubu handed over the mantle of leadership to President Bio at the 67th ordinary session of the authority held in Nigeria's capital, Abuja. Faye succeeds Bio at a particularly challenging period for ECOWAS, with security threats, democratic setbacks, and the withdrawal of Mali, Burkina Faso, and Niger still dominating the regional agenda. As the new chairman, he is expected to intensify efforts to rebuild trust and keep communication channels open with the three breakaway countries. It's the second ever World Cup after an extra time goal in a hard-fought game against the 2022 world champions Argentina. The first half ended 0-0 and was tight, with Spain having the majority of the possession and shots. The second half was the same, with Argentina recording 0 shots in 90 minutes. Spain continued the pressure in extra time and got the breakthrough in the second half of extra time after a brilliant strike by Ferran Torres. Messi and Argentina's World Cup defense ended in a tough final loss as they were unable to break Spain's strong defense. And that story on sports brings us to the end of Aso Briefing for today. Many thanks for watching. I am Richard. I'll let you know on your day.